Good evening, my dear friends. My name is Sister Covidia. Nice to meet you. Would you like to know how I became a nun? Okay, I will tell you. Once upon a time, I lived in Elmer, Quebec. One day, I went to the dollar store to buy a fake mustache for a friend of mine. It was a nice, sunny day, but the cashier sneezed on me. I didn't see where her droplets landed, but I went home and spent 14 days in self-isolation. I stayed away from my husband and even from the mirror. I washed my hands before and after I touched myself, and each time I sneezed or coughed, I had a shower. My government sent me a self-care guide. I was so lucky. It said that the virus survived 3 hours on dry surfaces and 6 hours on moist surfaces. So after going to the bathroom, I always used a hair dryer to blow dry my moist surfaces. And this way I also saved some toilet paper. And I never ever touched anything without disinfecting it with a little prayer or a Lysol wipe. My husband, well, that's another story. He was okay at first. I often texted him from the bedroom, but one day he wanted to come in. So I said to him, no germs are tolerated in this bedroom. He got so mad. He said he was tired of phone sex and he was no longer interested in my dry surfaces. He preferred moist. So I wanted to take his temperature, but he just moved out. And I became a nun. I'm safe now. I took the vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. It wasn't a big change for me because as a devoted citizen, I already lived in poverty and obedience. And my husband didn't really interfere with my chastity either. So now I live in a nunnery and I'm getting none. I have a very exciting daily routine. I get up at 4 a.m. every morning and take off my mask. After that, I wash my hands for 20 minutes. Then I meet the other nuns in the chapel where we do some social distancing practice until 5:30 a.m. From 5:30 until 6 a.m. we practice coughing and sneezing into our elbows and upper arms. Very useful practice. Then I return to my room and avoid touching myself until breakfast. Then breakfast is at 7. Sometimes we take off the mask, but during Lent we don't. After breakfast, we visit the monastery next door, where the monks take our temperature until noon. That's my favorite part of the day. After seeing the monks, we return to the nunnery and blow dry our moist surfaces before lunch. And after lunch, which is at 1 p.m., we sanitize our souls with some prayers and spend the rest of the afternoon drinking some spiritual beverages to avoid dehydration. Most of the nuns are old. They are not very moist. Supper is at 6, and we are usually on a raw food diet, and also we take off the mask to develop herd immunity. Let me show you my favorite salad. It's called Holy Spirit salad. I made it from some crunchy brown vegetables. Let's try a piece. Mm. Tastes so holy. Good for my spirit. Excuse me. And after supper, we go back to the chapel to do our evening social distancing practice. I have such an exciting life. I also like attending confessions. You know what? Today I'm going to confess my sins to you. Here we go. Forgive me, forgive me, friends, for I have sinned. My last confession was a week ago, and these are my sins. I used to have my notes with me. On Monday, I had dirty thoughts, like taking off the mask and getting some oxygen. On Tuesday, I washed my hands without soap after eating chocolate. It was so good. On Wednesday, what did I do on Wednesday? Okay, on Wednesday, I wanted to commit some mortal sins, like touching and hugging people, especially that cute monk who blushed when he was taking my temperature. On Thursday, I couldn't resist the temptation and did some yoga in my room. The sun salutation, the downward dog, and the cow pose. It was so refreshing. On Friday, I didn't wash my hands after touching myself. And on Saturday, I told Mother Superior that I didn't want to be vaccinated. She said that I should remember my vow of obedience, and I just said, fuck Bill Gates. Do you think there's hope for me? I know some of my sins are more deadly than the virus. What can I do? But right now, I must leave you, my dear friends, because I need to go to the chapel to practice some social distancing. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. Namaste. Goodbye.